This video wasn't even on my radar screen a week ago. I had no idea that EVERGOODS was going to make some of their bags in a different material. But here we are, and this is not sponsored. I bought both of these to go along with my other MPL22 just to kind of see what the difference was. Originally, I was just going to get a black one because I like this black a lot. I like the MPL22. In fact, it was one of my top bags of last year, and it's going to be probably one of my most carried bags in 2024. So I really wanted to see how the black ended up looking like the standard edition in this 420D. But then this coyote was just really appealing in the photos, and I really wanted to check it out, and it is probably my more favorite of these three. So I wanted to just compare them all. And no music, we're just gonna go silent treatment on this one so we can hear the materials, because I know that's one thing that people asked was how do these all sound compared to the original 420D. So we'll get to that. We'll talk about the material builds, and we'll just see what the differences are between these two in the EcoPak series versus the standard 420D original MPL22. Say original is only a couple months old, but here we are. And so what is the difference? Standard 420, standard reverse coil zips, and the regular internal material gray that you see on the MPL22. Did a whole video on this when it got released. I'll put the links over here to that video if you want to go back and see the whole nitty gritty on this one. Today it's just here for comparisons to these two. Now, this is EcoPak EPX400. Now the EcoPak collection is not just MPL22, it's the CPL24, it's the the Cap 2, the Cap 1, and the MHP, the Mountain Hip Pack 3.5 liter in a cool color of blue. Blue's just really not my thing, that really bright blue, so I didn't go that route. I really was just excited about the EcoPak versions of the MPL22 because of this pack design. So here we are, black EPX 400. Now, this is just a little bit heavier. If you look at the specs on the website, about 5.5 ounces heavier from the standard editions to this. Where does that come from? Well, the coated zips. So these have a TPU coated, not AquaGuard branded, but a TPU coated zippers. And the material itself is slightly heavier of a build compared to the 420. But at the end of the day, are you really going to feel 5.5 ounces on your back? I don't think so. So the weight, to me, is negligible between these two packs. Either way. What do they look like side by side? Well, here we go. If you want to look at everything side by side, here we are. One thing you will notice is the vertical and horizontal, sort of more of perpendicular or parallel, basically not diagonal like you do typically see the way any X-Pack materials are installed in the bag. EVERGOODS put this one sort of this way, which is different than the CPL24. The CPL24 is the diagonal pattern that you typically see, but this is more up-down, which I like. Just a little difference, and I definitely like it. So one question is the sound. So that's just a 420D sound. A little accessorize me. You know, that's just a standard sound. These, more of an X-Pack, but it's not, I would say, not really that much of a difference. It is different, a little more thicker feeling of a material, but overall, it's fine. In fact, this is not lined on the front part of it. The internal is a different material as well. It's an RBC400, and it's a recycled material, which is super cool because per yard of fabric, the internal is, I think, 10 bottles per yard, 10 recycled water bottles per yard, and the outer material, this EPX400, is 20 water bottles per yard. So there you go, probably saving about 30 water bottles maybe in this bag alone. Cool, right? All right, so the rest of the features of this bag are the same. We have the same stretch water bottle pockets. This is in a dyed coyote to match the rest. The zippers also in a color to match this, which I do like all of the matched materials. Straps are the same, no difference here. And one thing that people asked, is this back panel breathable? It is. It's not like the Griffin. This is very breathable on all of these bags, just like the original. In fact, the original and the black are the exact same. This is just in a brown material for the Coyote. So that's that. They all come with the same sternum straps that you would expect, standard. And they also have a hip belt, which is pretty cool. Not padded. Actually, I have mine still in here. It's a padded, not a padded. You have a standard hip belt that you can put on these little tabs here. You can run them through there, and they work pretty nice. I just don't, in this size bag, ever anticipate using that unless I was on a mountain bike or climbing, doing something where I wanted the bag attached to me. That's just my thoughts on that. The zippers are very smooth. I will say slightly more resistance on the black, slightly more resistance on the EcoPak versions versus the standard. But they're not anything like I've seen on some other bags, namely the GoRuck VX21 bags. These are pretty smooth, and they will only get better over time. So there you go. Before I wrap things up, we're going to go apples to apples, and we are going to see how they pack completely flat. Not this one, of course, because I got all this stuff in here. So let's completely empty out these. Yep, packs flat. Now, maybe a little easier. Same. I would say the same. You maybe have a little easier time just because the way this material works itself, but to be honest, I plan to pack this thing out and take it with me on the road when I travel. So there you go. That is the MPL22 and the EcoPak versus the standard editions. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Did you get one of the other EcoPak things? Did you get the Coyote? I think they're going to come out with more Coyote stuff, if I had to guess, because this is a great color. At least I hope so. This is nice. Super cool. And a great patch. See you in the next video. Let's get outside. Here.